An awful lot of green and just a little bit of gold for Australia. Denmark in the white shirts. And here's the Brentford fullback, Dalsgaard, who goes down within seconds and earns the first free kick of the game. And alongside me, a man who can tell us where this game is going to be won and lost, Ali McCoist.
Afternoon, everyone. Yes, it's. I think it actually is. It's a must-not-lose game for Australia, John. Although we can't really say that with the game coming up later on. But for Australia, they have to. I think they definitely have to score. I mean, the record suggests that they've kept one clean sheet in the last 14 World Cup games, so they're going to have to score. Tom Rogic should be a very big player for them today. Key player, good player. Things happen round about him when he gets the ball. He's capable of a good free kick also. And this man on the ball is obviously the key man for Denmark, Eriksson.
Some of the crowd still settling into their seats. The third longest unbeaten run of any side at this tournament. Matthew Leckie will try and hit the striker Nabut early. Support from Rogic. Australia's turn to win a corner.
Yeah, and they get men forward there. Good play on the right hand side from Leckie. And Nabut made a very clever run. Stayed the opposite side of the defender, Christensen, and then got goal side. Good move. Another bit of set play. Let's see what they can do with it.
And it's going to be taken, this corner, by Aaron Moy. It's a proud day for all associated with Huddersfield Town, with Moy on the pitch and two more Terriers on the Danish bench. Moy then. And Leckie!
He got up well there, I'll tell you. He really got up well there, John. Lovely delivery again. Leckie gets up above the defence. Probably should do better. He's got a lot more time. He should be hitting the target with that header. But already in the opening 5 or so minutes, we've seen the importance of the quality of the set play from Eriksson and indeed Moy.
With Australia, you tend to know what you're going to get at a World Cup, full of desire and durability. However, of their 14 matches at the World's Premier Tournament, they've won just 2 across the years.
Was it in South Africa? Any chance?
It was parachuted in very late in the day, mid-January, to take over from Ange Postecoglou, who resigned as soon as Australia had qualified. So they didn't have anything in mind to do, and then ended up with Yokohama. That's Eriksson!
What a goal! What a goal! What a finish, it really is. It's a brilliant reverse ball. Jurgensen, I think it is. Lovely reverse ball. But I'll tell you what, the strike from Eriksson, he just meets it on the rise. Not an easy ball to take. And what a finish it is. Wonderful finish. This is a brilliant ball here. Oh, lovely little ball. And the strike's superb. Oh, what a goal. What a start. Lovely flick from Jurgensen right into the path of Eriksson, and he made it look so easy. He made it look so easy, but he gets over it really, really well. I'll tell you, it's very easy to lean back and put that over the bar. His technique was superb, and what a start.
Well, he truly is a worthy successor to the Great Danes, Alan Simonsen and Michael Laudrup. And Denmark off to a flyer. The other end. Now it's now it's Robbie Cruz,
which Moy will take.
One that was contested by Denmark. Antonio Mateo Lahoff laying down the penalty box law. Yeah. Hit by Eriksson, so crisp and so pure.
John, honestly, we'll never get tired of watching that goal. And you're right, the impact in the goal that Jurgensen had was absolutely top class, because he's facing the other way, and it's a reverse ball right into the path of Eriksson. I'll tell you, if we see a better goal all World Cup, it wouldn't surprise me if we don't. What a finish it was.
Schöner, Moy. Schöner is back for more, and so is Moy, and it's a free kick.
I think the next 15 minutes or so, John, are absolutely vital for Australia in this World Cup.
Nothing will actually be decided by the outcome of this match alone, but Denmark could qualify later today if they win and Peru fail to beat the French. It's just too long for Jurgensen. Effectively, if Australia lose today, they can pretty much start packing. They draw, we start to get the calculators out, and if they win, well, they can start dreaming. Josh Risdon is Jedinak.
See what this is side, John. They have gone behind in the tournament before against France, as we know. so they can react.
Cruz. Sainsbury. Once more, Cruz. It's Christensen, slightly off balance. And it will be a corner.
You just get the feeling that it might be Australia's best opportunity of a goal set play.
Maybe third time lucky for Moy. Zlecki challenging with Jørgensen.
That's brilliant. Oh, brilliant. That's some flick. And it's on the rise. It's not an easy ball to take. And it's just the sheer power that beats Matt Ryan in the Australian goal. Could watch that all day, couldn't we? What a goal.
Well, that was like a throwback to the days of Danish dynamite.
Yeah, they've sent with one or two players over the years, haven't they? I was fortunate enough to play with one of them. That was Brian Lauder. He was an absolutely exceptional player.
Arguably only the second best in his family.
That's a fair comment, actually. Imagine being that good and being the second best in your family. There's nowhere to go really after that, is there?
So Denmark in front for a Christian Eriksen special. With honourable mention to Nikolaj Jørgensen. His sister. Dalsgaard. Christensen. Sisto. Thomas Delaney. Lasse Schöne.
Well, I'll have to say to you, the first thing, John, we were complaining the other day in the Senegal game that neither team's fullbacks were getting forward. That's certainly not the case, particularly with the Danish team. When you look at Larsson's position at the moment, he's wide on the left, he's playing at a left winger, and indeed so is Dalsgaard on the right hand side. Really open.
Yeah. Behich. Poulsen. Schöne. Eriksen.
That was actually a good ball. I think Sisto should have gone earlier into that space. That's where Eriksen was expecting him to be.
First time that Christian Eriksen has come to a World Cup. One might consider an age of football in maturity, 26. He had a couple of appearances as an 18-year-old. He was the youngest player at the 2010 World Cup. We've almost come to take his excellence for granted. Tail end of the most prolific goal-scoring season of his career so far. And today's strike for his country, his 17th goal in the last 20 internationals.
That's an unbelievable strike rate, particularly for somebody that isn't really classed as an out number 9 centre forward.
Only Lewandowski and Cristiano Ronaldo scored more goals in European World Cup qualifying.
Free kick given there on Sisto Moy. Left arm comes across. You can see why it's given. No, he's not happy with it, but it is a free kick. I think Ericsson might take this, John.
Not exactly going out on a limb, are you? Ericsson it is. Lecky's defensive header. Dalsgaard. Yeah.
It's a brilliant run from Larson, it really is, John. What he does, he starts out on the left-hand side and runs across the park to run in behind so that he's not offside. He's very, very clever. He's going to be posing Visden in that right-back position for Australia a lot of problems, I can guarantee that.
That's a goal kick.
It's clever because if he makes his run and the timing runs poor, then he's clearly offside, but that's why he runs across the back four and then at the right moment nips in behind.
Sainsbury. That's for Schmeichel, who's gone more than 9 hours of football without conceding a goal for his country. It's a new national record.
Saw that. Another one perhaps sort of for debate. Excellent goalkeeper, but might only be the second best in his family. There's another one.
Cruz. Moy. I know that Australia, in football terms, are always willing workers, but how much more than that have they got?
Well, they certainly can't afford to push the fullbacks up like the Danes, because Moy and Jedinak will just sit in front of their two centre-backs and protect that area. So it should give them a little bit of leeway to get forward. Great ball.
And here's Robbie Cruz. Behic, who plays his club football in Turkey. Rogic. Came last off Cruz.
He's unlucky. Lovely little ball from Rogic. Split the defence for Cruz. Just onside there. Good covering from Kier, I think it was.
Plenty of supporters mingling in and around Samara these past couple of days ahead of the game. Sensed a greater belief and expectation amongst the Danes than their Australian counterparts, who seem to be here certainly for a good time, but they're not necessarily expecting it to last beyond the group stage, whereas Denmark have loftier ambitions. Behic. Rogic. Again, Cruz is a little unfortunate, the ball cannoning off his shins.
He's a little bit unlucky there. Again, a good break from Rogic. Releases the ball to Cruz. Just deflected off him, goes by for a bike kick. You can see it there. Just comes off him. The one thing I would say in the early stages, after 20 minutes, I mean, clearly the Danes are far more comfortable in the ball. But you look at the passes, you know, they've got a lot more time, and the Australian lads, particularly when they're going back to front, you know, the centre forward, Nabut is clearly under pressure every time he receives the ball.
Yeah. For a couple of playoffs, first against Syria and then Honduras. 22 matches, a new record, and in total they travelled 155,000 miles.
I tell you, they didn't find it easy at all in both the playoff games, did they? I think they only beat Syria after extra time, was it? And then the doubleheader against Honduras.
Yes, they seem to have mastered the art of the playoff now. They lost 6 World Cup playoffs. And then they switched confederations, so they was used to end up playing against a side from South America for a place, and that was a big ask. It's not too big.
I can certainly recall them losing one playoff to Scotland.
Here's Sisto. Watched all the way by Matty Ryan.
He looks lively, Sisto. I must admit, I haven't seen a lot of him. I know he played his, I think he played his football in Spain, but he looks lively. Quite like the look of him in the early stages.
Rogic. He's done really well for Australia there.
He really did. I thought he was going to lose it about 4 times. I think he got fouled about 3 or 4 times. He used his body very, very well. Earns a free kick.
The Wizard of Oz at Celtic Park, and the recipient just before these finals began of a new 5-year contract.
A great season last year for Celtic, I have to say. And it's a good piece of business for Brendan Rodgers, re-signing him.
Moy. Josh Risdon. Yeah. Once more, Rogic.
Great idea, just couldn't get out his feet. Lovely little turn, he would see it, and it's just not right for him to hit. It's just a little bit behind him. But well within his rights to have a go. Probably have done with the ball just been a yard in front of him there, John, to have the strike.
This becomes the home of the local club, Krylia Sovetov Samara, in the Russian Premier League. Eriksson, Sisto, Delaney, Strugalarsen. Lasse Schöne. Poulsen. It's neat, constructive football from Denmark. Dalsgaard. And it should have led to the second goal.
What a ball!
Nikolai Jönsson, the man that was wasteful on the end of it.
Look at this ball from Dalsgaard. Great ball. He gets across. Probably the boot of Sainsbury. Maybe just puts Jönsson off. But I'll tell you, I mentioned it earlier. In terms of attacking play, Larson on the left-hand side, the left full-back, and indeed Dalsgaard on the right-hand side. Look at the position. It's full of intent. They just want to go forward, John. That was a brilliant delivery.
Again, looking for Jönsson. Here's Poulsen.
That was another great reverse ball from Jönsson. It really was.
Cruz. Aziz Bejic. Risdon. Yedinak. Now Moy. Page. Trent Sainsbury. Jedinak. Page. Away from Paulson. Here's Risden. Dalsgaard and Eriksson clearing the danger for Denmark.
Again, good play on the left-hand side from Bates. Australian left full-back. I thought initially he was going to have a shot at goal, but decided the other option was a cross. It was a good ball.
Schöner. Denmark haven't lost the game for more than a year and a half. This is Cruz. Nabu's in a bit of space. This is Lecky. And Struger Larsen there just ahead of Risden.
Good break. I just felt that Lecky should have crossed it first time.
Sainsbury. Page. Milligan back to Ryan. Impromptu chorus of the Danish national anthem ringing out from the bulk of the Danish fans away to our left. Mind you, they were singing that at 8 o'clock this morning in the breakfast room in our hotel.
And I shouldn't be telling tales out of school, but I'm about to. I think one or two of them are actually having a conflicts with a well-known Danish beer as well.
Indeed, yes. The jug of milk was going largely unused. They do a very nice line in air horns as well, which sound particularly sweet on the area in the early hours of morning. All part of the fun of being in a World Cup. Here's Jedinak.
I thought it was a good over, like he wasn't expecting it, should have been on his toes.
Well, the other game in this group today is between France and Peru. That'll be live on ITV as soon as we've concluded coverage of this game. There'll be highlights of all three matches tonight at 10:45. And then tomorrow, in this time slot, a chance to enjoy Brazil's second outing of the tournament. They face Costa Rica in St. Petersburg. Jensen. Strong but fair from Milligan. Risden. Jedinak. Namoy. Sainsbury. Lecky. Lecky up against Struger Larsen. Here's Cruz. Block was by Christiansen, the miss hit by Moy. Rogic. The two seeds of encouragement for the Socceroos.
Certainly a good move on the right hand side. I think it was just behind Cruz a little bit to hit first time. It was certainly great play in the right by Lecky.
Moy. Sisto hemmed in by Naboot. Not for long.
Sisto's one of those boys you don't want to get caught in a 1v1 with, really, to be quite honest with you, as we saw there.
Sainsbury. It's Rogic. Nothing doing in terms of a free kick.
Didn't think it was. Doesn't mean necessarily that it hasn't been winded. This looks to be the case. Drags it forward here. Potential actually might have been obstructed a little bit. This is the chance. Good skills on the right hand side from Lecky. I think by the time it comes across the Cruz, it's just behind him. We'll get a good view here through the legs. Yeah, it's just behind him to hit first time. Takes a reasonable touch, but it does give the defender Christensen time to come out and make a good block. Obviously, if he has the opportunity to hit it first time, defender cuts down his time to close him down, which he did do effectively.
Impromptu water break whilst Rogic was getting his breath back.
Would you have given a free kick there?
I would.
Yeah. Having seen it again, I'm not going to, we've had one or two disagreements in the past, but I'm not going to argue with that particular decision.
We've still got 3 weeks of this tournament to go, so in the interests of harmony, I'll say what I said to you the other day. Don't ask me for opinions. Lasser all the way to the Europa League final last season with Ajax. Eriksson. Sisto. Strugalassen.
It's interesting, John. It's the obvious thing to do is make comparisons particularly between the Scandinavian teams. I'm looking at Denmark and already I like the look of the fullbacks, and I think the one thing they probably have that Sweden don't have is indeed an Eriksson and a Sisto. A couple of players who are probably just a little bit more creative, I feel, than anything Sweden have.
Lecky. In Germany with Hertha Berlin. Sainsbury.
Inside.
Jedinak. Cruz. And Australia must settle for a further corner.
Tackle from Lassen there. Excellent, wins the ball.
Are you seeing enough from Australia to suggest there can be a way back into this?
Yes, I am actually. It was a concern when obviously the Denmark scored really early. But without being brilliant in an attacking sense, they have showed they are capable of getting men in the box and getting them forward.
Aaron Moy, Lecky. Now they're appealing for hands, not with utter conviction, and the claims have been dismissed by the Spanish referee.
Another good header from Mulligan.
Now, they are checking that last incident, and Antonio Mateo Lahoff is being invited to come to the near side, to the screen on the apron of the pitch.
It's funny, John, my initial reaction was that it did hit an arm, but I think that, I have to go honest with you, I think the Danish player was facing the other way. That was my initial reaction, but we'll see what happens.
Well, this is on the recommendation of the VAR, who's an American today, Mark Geiger. 33 angles available to the extra officials to decide.
Hopefully we can count on him.
Well, Lecky's header, there was an outstretched arm, and it is a penalty to Australia. And a yellow card for Yusuf Poulsen.
Did we see it again? Yeah, it definitely hits his arm, but look, it's certainly not intentional. His arm shouldn't be there, I get it.
And it makes a material difference.
Absolutely, I get it. Crazy.
Well, it's his second booking of the tournament, so it's incidental at the moment. In the midst of this particular maelstrom, he will miss the next game.
Now, this is going to be interesting. You can guarantee that Kasper Schmeichel have done his homework on Jedinak's penalties. It's a little bit of mind games right now going on between the two of them, as you can see just at the top of the screen there. Will they go the same way, or will they change it?
Well, Jedinak may not be renowned particularly as a goal scorer in England, but he scored 7 penalties in World Cup qualifying, and of course he scored in the opening game as well from the spot. World Cup goals for Australia down the years have been few and far between, but only Tim Cahill has scored more of them than this man. Square-jawed and swarthy and stern. A leader by example, and Jedinak levels for the Socceroos.
Yeah, no problem at all. If I'm not mistaken, same place. And you know something I've got to say, I'm delighted for him, because Schmeichel was at it, trying to wind them up, play mind games, trying to get inside Jedinak's head. Jedinak did the correct thing, didn't even acknowledge him, didn't look at him, and did the most important thing, side foot, good finish, game on. There you see it, he's trying to take him on, lovely.
He is a man with an iron stare, Jedinak. It takes a lot to faze him. That's the very definition of a pressure penalty. And those supporters an awfully long way from home, where of course it's midwinter rather than midsummer. And millions are watching on their televisions at 20 to 11 at night, Sydney time. Well, there is huge delight for those in the green and gold around this Samara arena. Christensen. Rogic. And just behind Lecky. And Denmark at the moment just looking a little flustered.
It's amazing. We did see beforehand it looked as though Australia's best opportunity to score a goal would come from the set play. That was the case, but again, a good delivery in, just a little bit behind Lecky from Rogic. But it has to be said, allowed back into the game, a moment of madness from Poulsen.
Second time that Denmark have conceded a penalty at this World Cup through VAR. And Australia have conceded a spot kick in their first game, gain one through the new technology and the new approach in their second fixture. And Kasper Schmeichel has finally conceded a goal after 9 hours and 32 minutes. in the Danish goal.
That was a brilliant little nutmeg there, John. Here we see it. Oh, I love it. I'm not sure that Milligan will, but beautiful little nutmeg there from Eriksson.
Plenty to enjoy about this game already. And now the prospect of Eriksson doing what he does better than most. Pierre, Delaney, Christensen, Poulsen, Jørgensen. That's the five-man reception committee for this free kick. Eriksson, Poulsen got a flick, and it could have been an own goal off Sainsbury.
Wow. Really fortunate. It's just all about the pace on that free kick. It's amazing nobody's there to knock it in. And it couldn't have gotten anywhere. Thankfully, from the Australian point of view, straight into the arms of Ryan. I don't think Sainsbury knew an awful lot about that.
We've got Australian fans on the far side of the stadium from us, on their feet, jumping up and down, waving their flags with great pride. Some of them have had very lengthy journeys just from the last match in Kazan. It's only 250 miles away. A good number of the Aussies chose to take the train, not realising it was a 15-hour journey. Eriksson. And the header down by Strugalassen.
15 hours?
15 hours. It must be a lot of stops.
I was going to say, it must stop everywhere on that one.
Others decided to come by road, Ali. Not realising that they hadn't actually built a road between Kazan and Samara.
That again would bring its own difficulties, I imagine.
17 hours.
Now another opportunity for Moy to put a good delivery into the box.
Australia with their tails up. Half time. Moy. He gave that a chance. And Sainsbury is saying that he was levered off the ball. Behic. Not as far as Eriksson. He was glad to get rid. Time. We'll get the views of Martin O'Neill, Enya Luko and Slaven Bilic in the company of Jackie Oatley. Martin was explaining before how hard it was to take the sheer brilliance of Christian Eriksen in the playoff. That was the appeal by Sainsbury. Here is Robbie Cruz. And amid some scrambling at the heart of the Danish defence, it's Christensen that clears.
Yeah, I think that was a weak appeal. I didn't see anything really wrong with it there. Oh, both hands.
So if you were still playing, you wouldn't have appealed for that then? Is that what you're trying to persuade
me? I didn't
me?
say I wouldn't appeal for it, John. I just didn't think it was enough to be a penalty. I didn't say I wouldn't appeal for it. The difference.
You come over all moralistic these days.
I must admit, I do, and you've mentioned it in commentary, I do admire the, honesty more than anything, the way the Australians play. They clearly understand that they're not as technically gifted as their opposition today, but I tell you what, anything they get, they work for. It's a great work ethic right throughout their team.
And it always has been. Largely when they've come to World Cups, it's been under Dutch tutelage. There's Sisto. In 2006, their best run, the only time they got past the group stage, Gus Hiddink was their manager. Schöner left on the floor by Cruz. It's Tom Rogic. Lecky. Off the chest of Jedinak, but only to Sisto. Enjoyable half of football.
Yeah, I've really enjoyed it. We haven't been the luckiest, you and I, with our previous games, to be fair, but we've got certainly a good opening 45 minutes today. I've enjoyed it. Contrasting styles.
Spanish referee has looked at both wrists as the whistle at his lips. VAR call that went Australia's way, putting them back on terms. And just 30 seconds remaining in the first half. Jedinak. Admirable composure when the heat was on. Here's Nabut. Now it's Lecky. Moy is offering support to Matthew Lecky. There are three in and around the box for Australia. They need to get it into that region of the pitch quickly because the whistle's about to go and now does go. And the sides will go in level in Samara after an intriguing first half. Lovely crisp finish from Christian Eriksen in the 7th minute. Cancelled out by the composure and cool of Australia's captain Mile Dinak on the spot 7 minutes from the end of the first period. The views of Martin O'Neill, Eni Aluko and Slaven Bilic to come. But in Samara, the half-time score is Denmark 1, Australia